Kilo Oscar Victor, Echo Traffic Golf Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 7, 710, taking off runway 20 straight out departure.
Big on fighting these days, but I don't call the cops. And I'm not big on scrapping lately. When I start, I don't stop. I just need one more person to hate me talk that talk. One more problem might make me kill them all. I'm a heartbreaker, ass kicker. I'm a heart trigger, nasty words. I got two fingers for ass kissers. I'm an asshole dirtbag, no good bastard.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. We're going to go live in about 30 minutes, I guess. They just go for prop load, so we know that's a thing. They're putting fuel on, so they think the weather's good. Everything looks good. The weather looks a lot better. Hello, Benjamin, Mr. TPHI, and as for your answer to your question, yes, Mr. TPHI, you are the managing moderator. You're the top moderator. So, yeah, there is that. I updated you this morning. I did do that. So, where am I? I'm up here in California. I wanted to go check out the Orville Dam. I don't know why, but I did. I don't think this is this the Orville? I don't know. I think the Orville's up in the hill. This is the smaller one below it. Yeah, this is not the Orville. Oh no. Yeah, she's one of the few people that I absolutely trust because I know exactly where she stands on just about everything. Hit the OK button. This is a small dam. I think the Orville's up on the hill. Hello, Mighty. Oops, I gotta get the other camera up, the other screen up, so I can see when it goes live. When SpaceX goes live with their coverage. How are you, Mighty? And think of how much of a mess it would be if that dam actually went out. I mean, it was close there a couple of years ago, but if it had gone out, this whole area would have been frickin' toast. Yeah, I can see all the streams. Oh, you got two screens for your new computer? That'd be cool. Go. I got so many screens sitting there. I got two computers, each for big screen each, and then I got two tablets running as extra screens. That's enough. Yeah, why not? That's what I did. Well, I bought a new bigger TV, put the old one over on the second computer, second screen. If I really want to go all out, I put the glasses on, 3 virtual screens. That's funky. This is the one that almost washed all the way out. That'd have been hairy. That'd have been a lot of water going down through there. So they've started prop load. They go with propellant load, so that's about an hour before their coverage, or half hour before the coverage starts. It's hard to believe they can put that many millions of pounds of fuel in that bitch in half an hour. Looks like this was when it was still being reconstructed. Yeah, the satellite photo was taken right after it washed because it's still being rebuilt. It's pretty wild. Didn't load real well there. The winds look good. The winds are light. I think they're going to find out that the winds aren't going to affect the launch down there as much. Because the heavier the object, the less wind bothers it. Like, you know, plane, for example, you wouldn't want to land a Piper Cub in stiff wind, but a Boeing can land in 30-knot crosswind. So I think it's going to find that that's Falcon, the Super Heavy's not going to be that affected by wind. It's just too damn big, heavy. Oh, look how fucked up that is. Good job, Microsoft. Yay! I thought you would have this fixed in 2024. Apparently not. Yeah, I think it's on the moon. And that's about it, because that's the exact same one that tipped over earlier this year, and they made like no modifications to the legs or anything. So what the fuck did they think was going to happen? Like, seriously, it's the same exact model of the one that went up earlier this year and tipped over. They didn't redesign the legs or nothing. What the hell did they think was going to happen? Oh my God, they butchered this. This is terrible. I'm sorry I came up here. The water looks absolute shit. But the other one this week did really well. Look at that guy. That guy's got a cabin to die for, huh? Up here, nobody around. Up on the hill. Overlooking the water. Oh, he's got a couple neighbors up on the hill behind him. Yeah. Yeah, there's a few of them. They were still getting data from one antenna, so yeah, it probably fell over like the last one. Blowing. Is she blowing? Winds are blowing. I hope the winds are blowing. I hope that's all it is. Oh, this guy's got a view. This guy's got an awesome view. I don't have a view. I want a house with a view. I mean, I got the view of the river, which is awesome, but I can't see anything else going in the bottom of the river valley. Man, they really screwed the pooch on this one. Hey, Colonel. Yeah, it's a funny looking spaceship. But there's nothing but a blank screen from SpaceX until 5... Till what time? 5:55? I think it's the coverage starts at. 5:55, yep. Coverage starts at 5:55. I've got to get in a little early and screw around, so I'm not trying to do shit last minute. I still find it weird that 2 people reused my stream. This time again, there's always 1 or 2 people that reuse my stream, restream my stream with their stream. This is really weird. They don't even take my voice out, which is so silly. You'll stop doing that. I don't give a shit. I mean, I'm not even that. They only have like 10 people watching, so fucking A. 2 of them are bots stealing my shit. What's that? Cow farm? Looks like a cow farm. Or, I don't know. Motel. Motel 6. Tom Bodette. He'll leave the light on for us. I have no idea why I'm flying around Northern California. There's a Mrs. TPHI trying to sneak up. Oh, I got my landing lights still on. I haven't flown this in forever. I wonder how good this thing is, though. It's not going to go over the top again, though. I didn't have enough. Nope. Oh, maybe. Pull it off. Can I pull out of it now? Yeah, I should pull out. Almost a full Cuban 8. That was a real sloppy Cuban 8. That was exceptionally sloppy. Air traffic radar that detects and misses TPHI interceptions. That's how I like it. Sloppy. Oh, she disappeared. Just like that, she was gone. She snuck in. Hey, it's showing you in the twin nav. Oh shit. How about that? Maybe the update fixed some of that shit too. Of course, I didn't get the update because I have the fucking beta version. Look, I can see a Navion. Oh, come on, get the lines in. Either get the lines in or turn the project over to the guy that does lines. Power lines. Mad Muggins, whatever his name is.
Can you fly this plane and land it?
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't
Call me Shirley. 4 shots today. Cold, or COVID, flu, and others I can't even pronounce. Hello, Mr. TPHI. I stopped calling you regular TPHI. I'm trying. I have to stop and think about it, but you got any frost lines building on the rockets? Oh great, I want to see some dude with his fucking hair all combed to one side. Yeah, no thanks, dude. What do you mean touch portal couldn't find my network? You're on the fucking network, you clown. My network's not down. So after driving both carts today, I like the Got Friends one quite a bit better. It's more of a... One's more like an off-road rock crawler and stuff, and the other's more like a sand rail. You put your foot in it and go. I have to say, I like them both. They both have great features, and for $15 you get the extra places to go riding and shit on the Parallel 42 one. But I like the controllability, how it drives with the Got Friends one better. So there's that. They are both fun, and they both definitely put a lot of work into them. You change up all kinds of shit on both of them. A little wobbly down there, a little bit of wind or what? Are you drunk? I can't go that fast. I only have one engine in the exact same plane. So you have 2 engines in. Typing at the same time. No, still no marketplace. They said no. Marketplace is coming soon. But it was not coming with this. It did not come with this update. They had a note on it. This plane rotates left and right. That Vulcan wouldn't go left. Frost lines. We got frost lines on the aircraft, on the rocket. Yeah, that's it. Kids in Africa don't have any engines. Oh yeah, I bet a lot of the developers see sales go up once it comes out, like big time, because people aren't buying. We talked about that, touched on that this morning about I'm just not, or was that last night? That I'm just not gonna. I don't want to buy shit that's not on the marketplace. I want it to just update. I don't want to dick around having to go to this place, this place, this place, this place, this place to get updates. It's getting to be a real pain in the ass to do that. So that's getting to be something that I'm just getting too old and grumpy to fucking deal with. I got 5 different places to get updates from, or 6 different ones. I went to get an update for one of them the other day, and I realized the only update I have is the developer gave me a copy of the aircraft, so I can't download the newest update for 2024. I could just message him and get a new copy, but I'll just buy it when the marketplace comes out, because for the yeah, little bush plane there. Fuck, can't think of it, but it's a great little plane. But I went to update it and realized I can't. Is that a runway? That's a runway. I think so. I have like 40 to 50, a couple hundred different planes from all different developers. So yeah, it is. No, it is. It's a pain in the ass sometimes. And some developers have a system in place which auto updates you. It'll send you an email saying the newest version of this is coming out. Is out for ready for download, and some of them don't. Some of them you just got to randomly remember to check their website. Oh. Yeah. And like I said, even you take people like me or other testers, when you got developers giving you aircraft, the Rams, that's it, the Rams. That's success. That's fucking great little plane. But when you got developers giving you aircraft on top of that, you're like, fuck, you know, which one do I have? Which one do I update? To tell me there's an update. How we doing on time? We got 10 minutes or so. You got a message today. Oh shit! I got a message today that the local pizza place. He messaged me to say he's having tacos tonight, and he got some of the zero carb taco shells, soft taco shells. They're 0 carbs. He says, if you want to stop out, make me a 0 carb taco. They were $3 a piece for tacos, but he went out and bought some of the shells just for me to have 0 carb tacos. Oops. Just a second here. I gotta answer my daughter. Some things in life you just gotta do. A letter from the DMV the other day. I opened it and read it. Said they read it. They read it. Said they were suckers. Okay. All right, gotta go check SpaceX's stream. Yeah, it's early. 5 minutes to go. Yep. What did the DMV do to you? I hate the DMV. It just cost me money. Oh. I find an airport. There's a circle there. Probably a radar, something there. How come I don't know what I did to this fucker, but all my radio, all my fucking airports are gone on this map now. I'm sure there's a setting. That I fucked up. I don't know what I did. I broke it. Yeah, I can't listen to it now. But I fucking broke it. Ever since I can't get any of the fucking maps. I got that. That's fine. Oh, weather. No, I don't want that there. Navigation. The airports are on, but they're not showing. I have no fucking idea. Will not show me airports anymore. I can tell there's an airport when there are a whole bunch of fucking planes scattered around it, but I have no idea. Where are you? Now, I can't see you, so that's not gonna fucking help you over there. I'll land in a field. I don't give a shit. But yeah, something in that last update. I have no more, or I broke it. I have no idea, but I have no can't. They don't show up there anymore. Excuse me. Get to watch Kate again. That's why it's not a bad thing. It's just delayed. Get to see Kate. Kate Tice. Whoops, I still have unlimited fuel on. I just realized I didn't burn any fuel in this flight at all. This airport, you're heading too close? No idea why this will not show me any airports. Hey, there's Visualize. He's got a bit of a stutter. I broke it. Oh well. I'm watching the see when this thing pops up. Worst case, I'll just you probably, what did you do? Load in on one of us? It stutters like a bitch while it loads the land in when you do that. I have found that out. Because you pop into existence and then all the world's got to load because you're not zooming in to load. It's kind of weird, but yeah, I found that happens if I tag on somebody or start a flight in the middle of the air. Nice long straight road. I could land there. Oh, it's not very fucking straight. That a runway? Or is that a farm? Oh, they got the background on, but I'm going to hold off just a little bit until they pop up the actual, or until I land, until they pop up their actual chat. I know you guys can all see that. Ah, there's the runway. Time for a typical Gowan landing, last minute. Chop the throttles, hit the brakes. Gear out, nose up. Flaps down. We landed in the field instead. See, some guy on the short decided he was gonna. I'm not gonna be that. I don't want to be that guy. But you did this on your landing. You did that. It's a fucking short. Try and tell me everything I fucking did wrong on the short. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. You landed before the things. You didn't have any flaps. I had full flaps. Thank you very much. Oh, this is a terrible landing. Ah, we saved it at the end though. Didn't land in the field. Alright, they're live. Are they live? No, they're not live yet, are they? No. Good. I got time to park. We'll turn around. Turn around. Yeah, Visualize is trying one of my landings. Look, look, look. Boom! There he goes. That looks like one of mine. And you're seriously tumbling, dude. Holy shit. Damn. I see your problem. There's no nose wheel. Oh, I hate the F-18. That, and if you can't find the fucking button for to get the nose wheel steering, it's just as bad. The fuck? Alright, let's see how they're doing here. They start talking yet? No. Gotta watch their music. I don't want to get fucking tagged with their music. I'm not on live. Why am I not on live? We'll hit the full screen here. Let me get out of the plane. Thanks for joining me, Mr. I'm so stuck on trying to make sure I say Mr. TPHI. It's Mrs. TPHI. Have I missed anything? Nah, just a really kick-ass landing by Visualize. It was fucking incredible. Better than mine. Yeah, it's stock and doesn't show up. I know it. Thank you guys for flying along for a short distance here. We're going to go head on over and watch the SpaceX here. I got over there to get out of the stream. At least go back to the main menu. Give it a 9.2. Yeah, it was up there. It was up there with some of the best. Full screen. That one? No, that one. Says live. Okay, we're live. We got full screen up. It's got sound down because sometimes their music. Jesus Christ! Look at the money that I don't know if you guys have NASA spaceflight up, but look at the money they get in fucking donations during these streams. Is insane. Just forgot the landing part. Nope, here we go. Turn it up. Hope I don't get hit with this music. I didn't the other day. There's probably like 30 of them out there already. These people get 10,000 people watching them. It's fucking insane. They got like even a fake check mark after it and shit. They somehow fudge the name, and they'll be monetized. They'll be a totally fake name. They'll be monetized. I think they buy enough views to get monetized. They're gonna launch. They're gonna spit out some Pez dispensers. They're gonna land it in the ocean and fly back to Maine. They're gonna do this, and the booster's gonna come back and be caught. They're gonna try a relight in space. The bird's getting the fuck out. Time to go.
Good afternoon, Star people, and welcome to the 8th flight test of Starship. It's currently 5:01 p.m. Central Time here in Starbase, Texas, and we're looking forward to tonight's launch of the world's most powerful rocket. Great view there of the vehicle on the pad. I'm Kate Tice, Quality Systems Engineering Manager here at SpaceX.
And I'm Dan Hewitt with SpaceX Communications.
There's Dan too.
Welcome to our second ever broadcast from Starbase's new Star Factory building. First, if you don't count Monday. But we are at T-minus 28.
You had a dream where a couple of those rockets crashed into your house?
Down to a liftoff at the open of our window.
I had a dream about Kate, but we're not going to talk about it.
3 days ago, we stood down from a launch attempt.
It's a Coldplay guy.
Holds during the count, which had us hold at T-minus 40 seconds for several minutes, resume the count, and then trigger another automated hold. The final item that ended the day was when we encountered lower than acceptable pressure on the ground spin start system for 2 of the outer engines on the Super Heavy booster. All Raptor engines use high pressure gas to start up, and we use gas stored on the ground side to start up the 20 outer engines on Super Heavy. By the time this automated hold appeared and the team started to work through it, we also triggered a hold on the booster LOX levels and had to call it for the day.
We were able to trace the spin system issue to just a misconfig on some of the ground hardware, so that had a really straightforward fix. We just took the time, though, to look into some of the other items that resulted in holds throughout the count, including some of our automation was triggering holds on the booster, which we were able to actually clear during that launch attempt by confirming the hardware was healthy, and we had some manual commanding backups. We also looked at some pop-up hardware and software issues.
It is a lot of engines.
Just to put us in the best possible spot for a launch today. We destacked Starship, did some repairs inside a ship, and then ran some additional checkouts.
And that brings us to today, just about a month and a half after our last flight, which saw the second ever tower.
It's amazing they got enough of these things built to be fucking destroying them. It's the 34th one.
Ended much sooner than we had hoped. It's important to remember that in development programs like this, progress is not always linear, and there is no comparison to putting flight hardware in a flight environment to learn as fast as possible. We always want to be in the best possible position to achieve our mission objectives, which is why we stood down from launch on our previous attempt and took the time over the last few days to get ready for launch.
Now, the objectives for today's flight going to look very similar to Flight 7. As always, primary payload for these flight tests is data. We are planning to deploy some simulated Starlink satellites and fly a range of experiments focused on reentry. We removed a whole bunch of tiles again from the ship for reentry testing, looking to really stress test it.
We'll also be intentionally stressing the flaps during reentry so we can test the limits of ship before we get ready to attempt.
Did she say limits of shit, or did she say ship?
There is a lot of new testing happening today, and as always, excitement is guaranteed.
Now, just a real quick status check. So you could tell we're loading prop onto the vehicle. We're able to get through our prop load go, no go just about 40 minutes ago. And we are loading liquid oxygen, liquid methane on both vehicles, not tracking any vehicle problems, issues on either booster or ship. Weather is green right now. Winds at the pad are actually significantly lower than they are even just for us over here at the Star Factory. Just a couple mile difference makes a big change in those wind speeds. And range is currently projected to be go, but we are always watching any boats that are out there in the ascent.
They should know more and decides to go out in the boat.
Take a couple of minutes to meet today's vehicle sitting there on the pad.
I've got some methane to donate. I wonder if that thing smells like a giant fart when it goes off.
Ship, which has 6 Raptor engines, and the Super Heavy booster, which has 33 Raptor engines. Both stages are fully reusable. Super Heavy is the most powerful rocket ever flown and is designed to launch, return, and refuel, and launch again with zero refurb between flights.
And then everything else you see around Starship, we refer to as Stage 0. That includes the towers. We've got our second launch tower stacked on the left side of your screen there, getting ready to come online later this year. It also applies to orbital launch mounts, our quick disconnect systems, everything on board. Also the water-cooled flame deflector, which is right underneath Starship. That's particularly cool piece of engineering. It uses several 100,000 gallons of potable water to offset the pretty intense heat pressure coming out of those 33 Raptor engines.
Yeah, not today.
Of the Super Heavy booster at the time of liftoff.
Now, you mentioned engines. Of the 6 Raptor engines on the ship, 3 of those are optimized for sea level performance and the other 3 for vacuum. Raptor Vacuum, or RVAC, well, those
I don't
are
know.
larger exhaust section and expansion.
Today they're going to
maximize
hopefully catch the booster, and
as there's no atmosphere up there.
the other one won't explode. The ship won't explode.
Takeoff and landing on
Looks like it's got stitches.
The ship itself has 4 flaps that are used to control its.
That's how you put stitches on it.
Precision landing during subsonic flight. And then for full reusability, the ship has to survive re-entry not just once, but multiple times. It does that by using that heat shield, which is composed of those
Bob building this one.
ceramic tiles, which can insulate the vehicle during re-entry, temperatures spiking up to about 2,600 degrees Fahrenheit.
Those are speed lines.
And a rapidly reusable heat shield has never been flown on any vehicle in history, so continuously improving the one we have, Starship, is still a key focus of our flight test campaign.
And of course, in between our first and second stages is our hot stage. Hot staging is when the second stage engines ignite while still attached to the first stage.
Increase your rocket FPS.
There you can actually see a video of our previous hot staging maneuver, or executed on a previous flight. And how the ship's engines light while it's still ignited while the booster's engines are still firing. Basically, the rocket never stops accelerating, which makes it more efficient than traditional stage separation.
And then after we launch the booster, we also have to
stretch marks.
The booster, and we do that by using the 2 robotic arms, the same ones that lift Starship onto Super Heavy before we launch. They also catch the booster when it returns. It means we don't have to have any landing legs in the booster. That's a lighter booster. It means we can put more payload, more stuff going to space.
Thousands of criteria must be met before the booster can return and be caught. It requires a
Still can't believe they can do that.
And manual commanding from the flight director.
And just like on our previous flights, if that command's not sent before the end of the boost back burn, or if those automated health checks running in the background find any unacceptable conditions,
I know it. We should
they'll kick us
get a
out,
fucking bus and just start heading.
and a soft splashdown out there in the Gulf.
Yeah, we've said it before. We'll say it again because it still holds true today. We accept no compromises when it comes to ensuring the safety of the public and our team. And the booster will only take place if those thousands of conditions are right. So as the clock continues to tick down to launch, let's say hello to Chris, who's once again posted up in Hawthorne. How's it going, Chris?
Hey, Kate and Dan, and welcome everyone to Hawthorne, California. As you can hear and as you can see, the crowd is gathering. Excitement is really building here for Starship's 8th flight today. And speaking of flight, let's talk about the Raptor engines, which have quite a workout ahead of them today. Now, our Raptor engines are designed and manufactured right here in Hawthorne, and they have certainly accomplished some impressive things already. They've powered Starship in its first few flights around Earth, and they've helped bring 2 Super Heavy boosters back for a catch by the Mechazilla system at the launch site. But here at SpaceX, we're always looking to improve our designs, and we do this by using something that we call the algorithm. Now, for Raptor, the algorithm has helped us question the requirements for the engine, find the parts that we don't need, and then optimize the design for manufacturability and reuse. This allows us to simplify designs and drives us toward that rapid, reliable.
I can't get over how much parts they've gotten off that.
Screen here, it is definitely what we have done with the Raptor engine. Look at that beautiful family photo.
I wish they would do that. Car engines have done the polar opposite. Car engines used to look like the one on the right, now look like the one on the left.
There's a lot of stuff inside the engine. And one thing that it also allows us to do is to delete the heavy engine heat shields that are used on the current version of Raptor today. And what that means is that when we switch to the Raptor 3 engine later this year, we'll be able to save about a metric ton of mass per engine. And when you multiply that by 39 or more engines, that's a lot of mass. And that mass savings actually helps us increase Starship's efficiency and the amount of payload that we're able to deliver.
That's gonna be
to space
insane.
and to Mars with Starship. But before we get to Mars, we still have a lot of important and critical development work to do. And it's flight tests like today's that help us do just that. Needless to say, the Raptor teams here in Hawthorne are very excited for today's flight and to see their hard work fly, just like all of our Starship teams are today for Flight 8. So Dan and Kate, back to you for some more info on Flight 8.
Thanks, Chris. You mentioned development. Let's talk about things that we learned from our last Starship mission. In January, Flight 7 of Starship generated lots of important data. That data led us to change some of our pre-flight testing for today's flight. A major find from Flight 7 was the detection of a harmonic response that was much stronger during flight than anything we had seen during testing.
That's right. Rocket engines create incredible amount of noise, vibration that can pass through every component in the rocket itself. Flight 7, we saw those vibrations at a specific frequency. They were also strong in a
Loose nuts.
strong enough amplitude that it was placing
Long nuts,
stress
cousin.
on some of
Loose
Starship's
nuts.
propulsion system. And that's what most likely led to propellant leaks that then cascaded into fires and ultimately our loss of contact with the ship.
As part of our investigation, our team took this flight's ship through a 60-second static fire, which was 10 times longer than any previous static fire. The test cycle
I'm suing.
through throttle levels to recreate different conditions seen within the propulsion system during flight. You can see that on your screen now. We also tested hardware changes on fuel feed lines to Raptor's vacuum engines.
The additional data
Oh,
we
my
got
goodness.
from this test specifically led to some new hardware that's installed in the RVAC fuel feed lines, which are also unique to this upgraded version of ship. Those feed lines look like large straws. They run through the oxygen tank, and those are delivering fuel directly to those vacuum engines. The new hardware was successful in significantly lowering the strength of that harmonic resonance and relieving the extra stress on the prop system. And then just in addition to new hardware, we made a couple of operational tweaks, adjusting things like the temperature of the propellant as it's being fed to the engines, also changing the throttle level that we're setting those engines at on a set.
We also looked at where fires broke out in the attic, which is the unpressurized space between the bottom of the ship's liquid oxygen tank and the engine heat shields. Fires here resulted in loss of ship on flight.
Jesus, somebody just donated $250.
We took steps to make it more resilient to leaks. We added a hefty purge system
NASA
that
space flight.
uses
They're fucking
gaseous
crazy.
nitrogen. Similar to the carbon dioxide system on the booster, it floods the zone with an inert gas to help prevent a fire.
Yeah, we also increased the attic's just natural fire defense. We added some more vent holes that helps to keep that attic pressure close to vacuum as Starship flies into space, makes it harder for a fire to ever exist. And then on the next generation ship, we're going to do the best thing possible and just start deleting some parts.
Yeah.
It's like OnlyFans for nerds. Yeah, it is.
The next generation ship is going to use Raptor 3 engines.
100%.
They're going to reduce that attic volume, and they're also going to eliminate most of the joints on the engines themselves that can leak into the space.
In the end, these changes represent the core of our test program. We fly hardware in a real-world environment, learn from the data, make updates, and fly again.
That's funny.
And then today we're going to be attempting to do everything that we didn't get to do on Flight 7. So we're still looking to get our first re-entry with the upgraded ship, while we're going to be really intentionally stressing it again to get data on what the vehicle's boundaries are. So everything we've got ahead of us, as always, starts with liftoff.
There we go.
Super Heavy igniting those 33 Raptor engines, lifting off from the pad here at Starbase for that initial ascent. Those all 33 will burn for the first roughly 2
It had more Star Trek tech. Yeah.
Hot staging.
For hot staging, the second stage will ignite its engines while still attached to the first stage. That will create that stage separation. The booster will perform a flip maneuver and head on back to the launch site here just behind us. Then we will hopefully see the third ever tower catch by the launch tower.
Am I seeing what? To ancient alien theorists, it's plausible.
Trajectory. We've got some extra things we're going to do in space, like deploy those Starlink simulators.
Oh yeah, it was on Tuesday. It said Gulf of America.
Engines, one of the sea level engines. Before we get
Yeah, it said it on Tuesday's flight too. Well, it's the same fucking animation.
Heat shield tiles, metallic tiles, and loading the vehicle's flaps. The ship will then perform a
Well, that's the name of it.
maneuver and hopefully achieve a soft water landing as we have seen before. We've got some buoy cams stationed out there to give us great daylight views of that splashdown in the
Off the coast of southern Canada.
But again, we're really focused on finding what are the real world.
Gulf of Mexico makes no sense.
We're doing it in
It's all in North America.
area to find those limits before we get ready to return ship to the launch site and eventually catch it. And a lot of the upgrades we made.
It's on Google Maps now, too.
Ship are going to enable that.
Yeah.
Call it what you want.
Exciting to see
Nobody's
Ship
stopping you.
Now, Ship 7 premiered a huge block of upgrades to add more capabilities.
I'm here to watch a rocket and Kate. I don't give a fuck about Gulf of Mexico,
to
Gulf of
test on
America
Flight
shit.
8 today. First, the forward flaps got a redesign. They have shrunk and shifted away from the ship's belly or the heat shield. You can see that on your screen there. This new position will reduce their exposure to heating during re-entry. We've also extended the length of Starship, and we've done this by 2 meters. This additional height gives us about 25% more propellant volume, which will aid in future longer duration missions. We also implemented propulsion upgrades such as new fuel.
Gulf of Mighty, if I was president, damn right.
Engines, as well as vacuum jacketing of feed lines and an improved propulsion avionics module.
And you've heard us talk.
Go for my balls.
The experiments we're running today are focused on reentry.
How many friggin' heat tiles are missing?
Tiles all over Starship itself. In this missing tile test, they're removed in critical areas this time, including over those propellant tanks, around some of the flaps, as we're really looking to use this flight to push Starship's capabilities. If we're not resilient to a missing tile and the backup ablative underneath, we need to know that. We also test a couple of different tiles on Starship, some metallic ones, one of which has some active cooling built into it.
Yes, they are trying to blow it up. They learn more if it blows up than if it doesn't.
4 upgraded Starlink terminals. You can see the
If they blow it up, they can see where it fails.
Those now
Where it's most likely to fail.
And radio frequency, as well as
The last one that tried a landing, actually, they stressed it so bad on re-entry that it kinked the metal.
The ship's catch fittings have been installed to test
They should hire you then.
Do they survive re-entry, along with smoothed and tapered edge on the
Just to land in your house.
hotspots we covered and saw in Flight 6.
And we've got some radar sensors on the tower catch arms again, as we're just looking at different ways to measure distance between the arms and a vehicle. These ones are actually protected by kind of a modified version of our heat shield tiles. Catching the ship's going to be a little different from catching a booster. One of the key things is it's going to do that flip right before its landing burn that rapidly reorients your antennas, which you're using for navigation. So those extra sensors on the ground side help just add more layers of control as ship and tower talk together for the catch.
And in another first, Starship will deploy 4 Starlink simulators. They are similar in size to our next generation Starlink satellites.
Didn't look like any of them had a camera on them, which is too bad.
To deploy our advanced
I wanted to see a
V3
camera on
Starlink
them.
Satellites, which will help further Starlink's
Looking back at
impact
the
in coming
ship,
years
that'd be
as we
awesome.
work to expand access to high-speed internet all around the world.
Each Starlink V3 launch is planned to add about 60 terabits per second of capacity to the Starlink network. To give you some perspective, that's about 20 times the capacity we're adding right now with every V2 mini launch on a Falcon.
T-minus 10 seconds for sushi in my belly. Hey, Gunner.
Suborbital trajectory as Starship.
Get in my belly.
Upon entry. Starship's trajectory looks super similar to our last couple of flights. Splashdown is targeted for the Indian Ocean. And then on top of all of that, again, we are planning to relight one Raptor engine while in space. That just helps us get data on the in-space burns and show Starship is capable of deorbiting.
Speaking of deorbiting, thanks to Starlink, one of the hallmarks of the Starship missions are the incredible views that we get throughout flight, and especially during re-entry, as evidenced by many a phone and desktop background around here. Yeah. Every day, we're working to expand the Starlink network.
What is going on with Marketplace?
For how this all
giving you any info?
The big mission.
They said soon on their post today.
Thanks, Kate. Personally, I love all those epic views of the plasma wrapping around Starship during re-entry. Can't wait to see that later today. And fans of Starship may know that Starlink enables us to bring you lots of unprecedented views, both from space and here on Earth. Starlink is the world's largest satellite constellation operating in low Earth orbit today to deliver.
I hope they give us the ability to block
connectivity specifically for missions like Starship today.
To actually
And
block,
as you can see on your screen, Starlink brings us many other views
Yeah.
because of its capabilities.
Creators.
In addition to the dozens of cameras on Starship itself, we have mobile camera kits with Starlink deployed in the Indian Ocean, which is what
I want to be
you're
able
seeing
to,
some
like,
footage of right now on your screen from a previous
completely
mission.
block their
You'll
stuff and
notice
never
the
see it
Starlink
again.
mini dish in the foreground here as Starship lands in the background. Just what an image that captured from an earlier flight. Now, Starlink also connects our aerial and cinematography
T-minus eventually.
on the ground at Starbase, which will help us deliver the incredible drone shots leading up to launch today. And here on your screen, you can
Moving the
actually
flaps.
see it moving the flaps, preparing Starship for flight, making sure all of the aero surfaces that need to move during flight can do so in the way that we need them to. Now, on Starship itself, Starlink will enable Starship today to stream more than 120 megabits per second of real-time
It's fucking insane.
video and telemetry in
Over the
every phase
air.
of flight, including views like you're seeing right now of those flaps moving. This not only helps provide those views, but it also
128
helps
megs
engineers an
over the
incredible
air.
amount of data to help us rapidly and iterate
Rocket
across all
foreplay.
parts of the system as we move through our development program.
Ew!
And
It's got
all
flaps.
the training data today will definitely be put to good use with the more than 30 cameras on the vehicle for flight. But providing epic views is sort of a side quest for Starlink. Its main job is obviously to provide internet access for people around the world, many of whom have never had connectivity before. Now, today, Starlink serves
Needy.
more than 125 countries, territories, and other markets with over 5 million active customers and counting. And there are just so many inspiring ways that people are using Starlink all around the world and in space. And hopefully today, in a few minutes, everyone will get to see more inspiration about what our
611,000 watching this one, and how many watching NASA
How are we
space
looking
flight?
for Starship's flight today?
84,000.
Thanks, Chris. We are
I think I
looking
got
forward to those
4.
views as well. We're getting ready to launch Starship. In
I got 8.
just
I got
about
8.
minutes. Now, as for a couple status updates, working no major issues on the vehicle. Range is emerald green, you could say. Everything looks great in terms of the
There's girth on that thing.
airspace
Just look at it.
of America, as well
Everyday
as
astronaut's got another
Of
81,000.
course, we want to make
Fucking
sure
crazy.
both areas are clear as the ship will be splashing down in the Indian Ocean while the boosters can be coming back to us at the launch site just a couple miles behind.
Crazy
Denver.
shit.
Weather, you could call it a silver lining that we had to delay from Monday because holy moly, visibility is 1,000 times better today, and it's going to make for some really great views. Now, leading up to today, we did stack the vehicle. Later last night, flight controllers reported to their consoles earlier today. The site was cleared and the range team was
Almost full.
That's right. And a lot of checkouts have happened just throughout the day, aligning our guidance, navigation, control, getting all the tanks ready for prop load, which has about 4 minutes left to go. You can see us almost topping out on ship, getting ready to top out on booster. And then it also includes getting all the ground support systems checked out, ready to go. Chopsticks were demated, did their wiggle test in advance of their upcoming catch opportunity.
Got a wiggle test.
As I just said, prop load's ongoing. We've got
Last time I did a wiggle test, I got hurt
about 4
badly.
minutes left until, or about
I would have
3
asked her growing up.
What's 7
Then
minus
Challenger
4
blew up, and I
minutes
thought,
until we get
nah.
closeouts, on ship and on booster. We did just hear that the range did pull again green. So we're not tracking any issues right now. Bottom line, things are looking great for launch at the top of our window at 5:30 p.m. Central Time.
Yeah, very exciting. Now, once again, we are attempting to catch the booster at the launch tower. If that happens today, it will be the 3rd ever booster catch. This is an aspect that I really enjoy, and it's how the vehicle announces that it is back.
It lets you know.
Oh, yeah. This comes in an audible sonic boom in the area around the return location, which occur when the booster slows down from traveling at supersonic speeds. Similar sonic booms
She loves to catch the
during
booster.
return and landing of NASA's space shuttle.
Yeah, sonic booms are unique to vehicles.
Flying through clouds feels more real now.
Kind of a hallmark
I didn't
of
even
regional
notice.
systems like our Falcon 9 rocket and Falcon Heavy. General impact to those in the surrounding area is that brief.
No idiots on boats.
I've been fortunate enough to be here for all of them so far. They definitely let you know the vehicle's coming. Here's a little bit about what it's like to experience it.
That's fucking nuts. He's a fucking skyscraper. Boom, boom. I actually wonder what exactly what are the repercussions in space travel after Challenger blew up? Like if it never happened, where would we be now? I know it. We'd probably still be way back in using the shuttle and spending way too much money in space if we hadn't lost two of them.
Grew up hearing those sonic booms as the shuttles landed in
because the shuttles were so expensive.
And Starship as well. They really are.
The shuttles were so expensive that they ate up all the money for all the other programs NASA was working on. So we'd probably be farther behind than we are now.
Here, the room is getting excited here in Hawthorne. The crowd eager to see Starship fly, as you can see. And here,
a couple of the workers with their arms like, yeah, okay, we're on TV.
You can see some of our folks on console. They're assisting the flight controllers in Starbase, keeping an eye on all of Starship's various systems, including its avionics and those Raptor engines we talked about a little bit earlier.
Meanwhile, he spills his cup of whatever he's shaking on the fucking
20 seconds left on the clock. Let's hit it back to you at Starbase.
On the main keyboard and causes the whole thing to explode.
Thanks so much, Chris. Now, if you're just joining us, we're now just about 4
No one look at the camera.
the liftoff of the 8th test flight.
Every generation has a genius. One of ours.
Earlier.
Yep.
Range and
true.
weather are both very green, super green, if you will, and everything is looking good. Propellant loading.
Good shit that just people didn't think could happen. Remember Neil deGrasse Tyson saying it was impossible to land the first stage booster, a Falcon 9. It'll never happen. It's a physical impossibility. Science proves that. Yeah, well.
And then about 30 seconds later on booster. Once prop load is complete, we got just shy of 1 million pounds of liquid propellant. That's liquid oxygen, liquid methane.
There's the smart people enough to. Are you seriously? He fucking literally founded PayPal. Was a computer engineer. Wanted to send a payload with NASA to Mars. It was too expensive, so he literally went back to college, got a degree in rocket engineering, and built his own rocket. Of course, he hires the best. Everybody hires the best. But he was incredibly smart to begin with.
So, we're also going to do a couple of final checkouts. We'll do
what could go wrong?
The thrust vector control, the TVCs on the booster. We'll see them. Hopefully
NGT makes me angry.
The first one comes at about 1 minute 40 seconds before launch, and then the last one comes right as we pass that T-40 gate. Again, if we need to hold, which we held a couple of times on Monday, we can do so at that T-40.
Everybody, I mean, you're not going to do it yourself.
Tracking any issues that would hold us there, but if we do run out
what's
of time,
NGT?
For a couple minutes.
That would be the point in the countdown, as we mentioned on Monday. That T-40 second point is when we can pause.
Launch this bird.
Checkouts or pressurizations if necessary. But once we pass that T-40 second mark,
sorry.
a number of things are going to occur in rapid succession. The ground
he's gone off the science bandwagon.
Flight pressure. The ship goes to internal.
Not going to tell.
And after that, the quick
I know you're getting it.
QD arm lockout. That's removed in preparation for retraction shortly after T0. Once we passed T-40 seconds, as we saw on Monday, we had the ability to recycle the count under certain conditions back to the
2 minutes, 155
second mark and hold there to assess what happened and if we're able to proceed to T0.
And like we said, we can hang out at T-40 for several minutes before we start running to do some limits essentially on our propellant on board. There are a couple of other things, like if we pass the T-minus 10 second point and the water starts to flow in that flame deflector.
Oh, they're wiggling.
That's automatic scrub for the day. Oh, there's our TVC, our thrust vector control checkout's got a little bit of a wiggle there on those inner Raptor engines, those 13 inner ones, which are going to be used for that boost back burn and the landing burn. So cool to see those.
Yeah, I love that shot. We don't have that on Falcon. It's just so cool to see really the business end of the Super Heavy booster.
1 minute. See if we get past 40 seconds or not. Everybody's holding their breath, waiting for 40 seconds.
10 seconds away from that T-40 hold. We'll see.
According to all the internet IQ test sites, I'm a genius. Oh, we held. We're holding for something.
All right, we are going to hold at T-40. We're watching the temperatures on the ship right now for the ship fuel. Sounds like they're working through that. We might be able to release that hold shortly.
Deja vu. Well, that's their hold point is 40 seconds.
All right, sounds like we're going to be able to reset those holds, not tracking any other holds.
38. Here we go.
And clock is rolling.
It's going this time.
And the clock is rolling once
30
again.
seconds.
Now T minus 30 seconds till the liftoff of the 8th flight of Starship.
You wonder if this drone's going to get fucking trashed.
Sir Joe Schleicher today is go for launch. Let's listen in as he takes us through the final seconds of the count.
What if there's just a shockwaves will destroy this fucking drone?
T-minus 8.
Here we go.
6.
Oh, the wake turbulence, that thing's going to be insane.
3, 2, 1.
We're going to find out. Looks like we're going to watch you from the drone. There she goes. All of them lit. Nope. Go, baby, go. Oh, yeah, here we go. Look at this. Look at this fucking shot. Oh, dude. They see it start shaking. Oh, my God. What a shot. Look at how fast the fuel goes down, though. Holy shit. 31 engine just sucking that fuel right down in 33. 33? No, they might be back to the drone now.
A little over 40 seconds. A little over 40 seconds into the flight, we are seeing 33 out of 33 Raptor engines ignited.
Look at that shit. Nominal.
Boosters pushing us downrange over the Gulf. Next milestone coming up in just under 10 seconds is going to be max Q, that max aerodynamic pressure.
The fucking skyscraper is now going over 1,000 kilometers an hour in a minute. 0 to 1,200 kilometers an hour in 1 minute.
Max Q, that's the heaviest stresses. It's kind of
fucking insane with a skyscraper.
Pretty incredible.
I'm still recovering. That was amazing. Beautiful views of the vehicle on ascent.
Ah, look at the views today.
Downrange away from the
fucking
launch tower.
21 kilometers already. Fucking insane.
Next thing coming up is
it's literally a fucking skyscraper.
To ignite on ship while we're still attached to the top.
It's insane.
We'll see all but those 3 center engines shut down on booster.
For 3 seconds. Yeah, that's some serious acceleration.
We're hearing the initial call that we are go for booster catch back here at the launch tower.
Look at the views. Oh.
Coming up now on hot staging, the ship's engines will ignite while still attached to the Super Heavy booster, and also while Super Heavy booster will still be under power itself. The clamps holding the 2 stages together are going to release, and Starship second stage engines will ignite.
There we go. They gonna light?
Ship engine startup.
There they go. They lit. Look at that.
Stage separation.
Hell yeah.
Boost backburn startup.
Oh, look at the view. Oh, 2 of them didn't relight. 2 did not relight.
All 6 Raptors ignited. We're doing that boost back.
2 of the booster engines didn't relight.
We got 11 of the 13 that we command for that, so that's going to start sending the booster back. We are still go for booster return, even with 2 Raptors out during that boost back. We can do a full duration one. But looks like we got a ship, 6 engines heading into space.
Good shit.
We got a booster hopefully on our way back to.
Oh, the night launch is when you get the big jellyfish behind it.
Chris.
Everything is looking good. The crowd eagerly followed that ascent and now watching the booster coming back.
Can you imagine watching this as one of the people who programmed these rockets to turn back and land? Yeah.
Continuing on its way to space. They're looking.
Look at that.
Camera inside the aft skirt, looking at the Raptor vacuum and the sea level engines.
You can just barely see the mock diamond.
Screen under our T+ clock. You can see our boost back burn. We're down to 3 engines on the boost back burn. And you can see ship on the right-hand side of that telemetry with 6 engines lit, continuing its ascent to orbit, already over 100 kilometers in altitude.
God damn.
The booster 87 kilometers in altitude and continuing.
Yeah, being one of the programmers, this got to be satisfying as shit to watch that come back.
And we just heard a good call out for boost back shutdown. The next thing we should see on our screen is the separation.
Same thing
of
happened on the
hot
last
stage
launch.
from the Super
One
Heavy
before
booster. We
they
jettisoned that because we do not
didn't light the
need
first.
it.
Yeah, and they
But
did for the second.
on
Yeah.
future iterations of
One
the
of them
Super
didn't light
Heavy,
on the boost
that,
back and then
hot
did on
stage
the
ring
landing.
will be incorporated into the booster, and we will get it back.
It's amazing seeing
For
views
today,
like
you
this.
can
Just
see
realize
on
how
the
much
right-hand side of your screen
water's on the Earth. I know.
separating off of from the right-hand side
Bonkers.
of the booster. You can also see the booster doing its liquid oxygen dump there, which is exactly what we would expect for it to do as the booster gets itself configured for the landing here.
Burning off, dumping extra shit it doesn't need, so it's not too heavy. Crazy.
About 40 minutes or so up to an altitude of 214 kilometers, but it's still got a ways to go there. Currently accelerating past 7,500 kilometers per hour there in velocity.
Earth is flat.
Great views of the booster coming back. The Gulf
I guess at first
looks absolutely gorgeous.
the best argument for the Earth being flat is, oh, there goes the ring.
Nominal trajectories all
is
around.
that if it's round, levels wouldn't work.
5 minutes, 15 seconds here into the flight. Everything looking good for the Super Heavy and for Starship.
What if that hot stage ring is just that, if it's glowing like that because it's hot, or the sun's reflecting off of it? Because that fucker just got hit with the engines.
It was incredible, Chris, to be able to see the mock
Look at this shit.
with my own eyes. That was amazing. We are standing by for return of booster back to the launch tower. We have heard that we are go for the catch of the booster.
Yeah, this coming from one of our long-range tracking cameras, we're able to see the hot stage separate and fly away. So coming up in just about 30 seconds, we're going to look for the landing burn. We're going to command those 13 inner and middle ring engines.
God damn.
Turn on. 13 initially. They bleed off all of that velocity as we're slowing down.
You know how hot that fucker is.
Eventually moding down to only 3 engines for that precision flight into the tower.
Right now, booster
13, yes.
hypersonic grid fins to help guide itself through this atmospheric entry back for its precision landing at the launch site.
Too bad it wasn't booster 7. It's booster 8.
Once again, we're going to ignite first.
Or is it booster 6? I think it's 7.
Engines,
there we go. Oh, all but one relit.
This is going to come down
Come
to
on.
3 engines.
Down to 3.
Booster slows down for its landing.
They're going to catch this fucker again. Look at this. Look at this shit.
And we just heard the sonic boom. What an incredible sight to see.
That's fucking amazing that they can do this.
Gliding down into the chopstick arms once again.
How the fuck? I'm sorry, but how the fuck? I'm sorry, that's fucking awesome. I don't know what it is, but I do believe it's a ball. I don't fucking get it. I don't fucking get it.
Wow.
I mean, I know it's fucking amazing they did it, but it's just like, fuck.
All right.
What?
No way.
Fuck's sake.
Still able to make its way.
Look at that shit.
Final precision burn on the 3 engines in for the tower catch. So booster caught.
Fucking
Meanwhile,
crazy.
keep an eye on ship. Still got 6 Raptors burning. Those are going to continue for about another minute until we
I know.
get to
Look at this shit.
the Starship engine cutoff.
Looks like there might be some fire back up in the cabin right there.
Again, a million shout outs
Maybe that's
to
just,
all of our avionics team who
what do I know?
make these cameras possible for us. That's looking right down inside essentially the skirt area of ship, where you can see a pretty good view of all 6 Raptors, especially those 3 inner ones, one of which we're going to hopefully relight
Like a glove.
bit later.
Uh-oh. Yeah, the engines, I thought there was fire. Look at it spin.
Engines go out.
We've lost it.
It looks like we are losing attitude control of the
Yep,
ship.
she just blew up. Boom. She gonna blow. She's gonna blow. Or is it gonna try to stabilize it before it blows? Nope. I thought there was a fire when they were looking back in that cubby hole. Looked like there was fire. Look at the slosh of the fuel.
Getting video down from the ship, you can see we've lost several engines and we've lost attitude control of the vehicle.
They're trying to stabilize it. It's still trying to stabilize its fucking... Nope. Whoop. It's still trying to save it.
So we'll continue to stick with it.
Down to one engine. Oh, it just flipped over again and again.
For those of you that just recently joined us, we had a successful liftoff of the 8th test.
I think they better go back to the old design. That new design ain't working for their shit yet.
Separation. We saw the booster
2 for 2 not working.
You can see it just behind us here. The booster had a successful catch back at the tower. Unfortunately, it seems as though we lost the attitude control of the ship. We are standing by as we listen in with the teams on the nets to understand what information we're able to provide you.
I thought I saw fire.
As soon as we are able, but it's pretty incredible to take a moment and see the booster just behind us.
No, it's not anywhere near. It's over the islands again, probably about the same spot it blew up fucking last time.
Contact with the ship. We're no longer receiving telemetry at this moment. So
flight termination system blew it up. There'll be great videos coming from the islands again.
So from the end of that ship ascent burn, we saw several of the engines start to cut out. Once you lose enough of those center engines, you're going to lose attitude control, and so we did see the ship start to go into a spin. And
you could see that fire.
Lost contact with the ship
last time. Full stage separation.
Go back.
Meanwhile, keeping an eye on ship. Still got 6 Raptors burning. Those are going to continue for about another minute.
See if it shows that.
We'll get to
right here, you can see the fire right here.
Engine cut off.
Down by my cursor.
Really cool.
There's fire.
Again, a million.
And up in here,
all of our
you see fire up in there.
Make these cameras possible for us.
Yeah, it was burning up inside that.
Down, million shout outs
right in here, you can see it. Up here.
Make these cameras possible.
That's fucked up, but that's what happened. Oop. Yeah, it was burning up inside that cupola again. Bob did it. We're on the phone. And clear the airspace around that area again. Another ship coming down. Ruh-roh, Raggy. They got some fuel issues. They go back to the old design. The old design didn't do that. The old design was successful every time. You know, they were talking about that the other day, that it would probably be safer to have it yeet itself into the ground than to spread debris all over the fucking place. It's one of the things that we're discussing with NASA, is that it might be much better off to have it come down in one piece than thousands of pieces. Like when it's low, if it was heading for like the island down here, to blow it. But if it's in space or it's up that high, it'd be better off to just fucking let it stay in solid piece and come down. That's one of the things they were discussing with NASA, to try to see if that would be a better option. Well, conceivably, if it's over land, you could drop thousands of pieces on the land, or you can drop one piece on the land. Which is better? Because even a small piece of that stainless steel comes screaming through your house, it's going to suck. Yeah, 0.2% chances over the ocean. And because of their flight paths, it's almost always over the ocean. So, one of those rocket engines comes screaming through your house, you're going to have a bad day. So do you risk less people with one large piece coming in, or do you let thousands of pieces come down? But still, they're catching the first stage. I think they should go back to the first rocket. That did really well. That one went in, landed, twisted, flipped. They're gonna
come. So coming back with you real quick. So can confirm we did lose contact with the ship. Unfortunately, this happened last time too, so we've got some practice at this now. We've got a lot of measures in place, like debris response areas, where we coordinate very closely with air traffic control. We have a lot of measures put before we ever launch a rocket to make sure that we're keeping the public
safe.
Last time, and they're actively in work right now. So Just to recap real quick, everything we saw, we lifted off right at the top of our window.
I think it was a lot farther into the flight before it blew.
Booster was able to get us all the way up into space, made its way back here. It's sitting on the tower right behind us, our third ever catch. Starship ignited all 6 of its Raptor engines. It was just about 20 or 30 seconds away. We'll get exact times from the end of its ascent burn when we started.
Well, he did say he was a genius on the IQ test.
Actually lost attitude control and then lost contact with the ship shortly after. So obviously a lot to go through, a lot to dig through. We're going to go right at it. The primary reason we do these flight tests is to learn. We have some more to learn about this vehicle, but we're going to be right back here in the not too distant future, and we're going to get a ship to space.
I think it just got to where they couldn't get any more downlink. I think it would boom.
Learning a lot, and as is the case,
the SpaceX is pretty cool about showing it fucking explode if they can.
So at this point,
or when they fuck up, they show it.
For the day, but before we do, we'd like to give a shout out to
I'm superstitious,
viewers, of course, as well as our partners, both here in here in Cameron County and around the world. Now, once we know more about the mission today, we'll provide you with updates on SpaceX.com as well as at SpaceX on X. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, Kate. And whatever your name is. Was it Dawn? I remember Kate. But well, guys, I think we're going to call it here. Obviously, there's nothing else to watch. I'm sure on X in the next couple of hours, you're going to have some great videos of it exploding somewhere over the ocean, over land, or over an island somewhere or some shit. But see y'all tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's African Bush. Thanks to Colonel Anthony Longnuts for hitting me up with that idea. So that's where we'll be. Haven't had any good African bush, so we'll be there. And yeah, we'll see y'all then. Have a good night, everybody, or morning, or whatever it happens to be. Oops.
National Weather Service has issued a special weather statement.
Uh-oh. I bet the river's going to flood. Beep, beep, beep. Have a good one. I'm out of here.